Hi and good afternoon, Jo here at woollycottage.com. Live chat. The only time I can get some peace of quiet from this flaming dog is if I stand up and look like I'm actually doing something. Honestly. So I've got my sewing machine out for the first time in what feels like forever. She's hitting my bum now. I've been meaning to do this for ages, to get some new project bags up on the website. Look. Pennies. She's on my chair. Nightmare, I don't get any peace unless Phil's off work. On it. Oh, she's touching my back. Oh. Don't touch my back. Honestly. Electric shocks. Now she's punching me in the back of the leg. You're going to stop it now. Full claws out. Like that. Oh dear. Yeah, so I meant to get my sewing machine out last week, but you know, I never seemed hiding the hair last week. It seemed to be constantly, it was there. I know it was definitely happened, but I just don't remember much of it. Stop it now. No. I don't remember what happened last week. Stop it. But I didn't get half the stuff done that I wanted to do. I'm not talking to you. Stop pulling on my jumper. Driving me pot. She pulls. Stop it now. She pulls the stitches out of my clothes. Honestly, she does it constantly with her flaming big claws. Go and lie down. Stop being a menace. I do apologise. Every time I come in here, I'm always telling a dog off. And I honest to God, these dogs are spoilt rotten. But whenever I'm on one of these flaming live chats, or if I'm filming a tutorial, she does nothing but claw at me. Constant. I need to just clean my glasses off a minute. Everything looks smoky. It could be my phone. Everything looks a little bit dusty, so bear with me a second. Oh, it's a bit better. Sandra, hi Jo, was just chasing an escaped dog across the field. I'm knackered, I hope you're well. I'm fine. I'm sick and tired of being pestered and annoyed by a blinking dog when I'm trying to do stuff. As soon as you start talking, you think it's all about her, I tell you. So yeah, so I've just been cutting out some fabric. I don't use patterns, I sort of wing it. I wing it. And I like doing like multicoloured fabrics, like different fabrics to go with stuff. So I've just cut out these flowers, and then I've got a flower pattern for the inside. And then I've got this fairy one for the outside. It's got silver glitter on it. And then I'm going to add these strips of grey pinstripe across the top of it. I like doing patchwork stuff, you see, like multicoloured, and they always look really, really cool afterwards. Oh, I think so anyway. You know, that sort of patchwork scrap bags. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I had a fit with me printer last night. I'm trying to print off a load of Turkish spindles. Two of each. I always do two of each of them when I do them anyway, so I'll list one of each on the shop. Because not many of you will know, unless you follow me over Instagram. I am going to the the Woolly Good Gathering at Edinburgh at the end of April. So it's panic stations now. I've got to do stock so I can sell stuff and put it on the website, but I need to really stop. I need people to say, yeah, I'll have it, here's the money for it, but you're no rush sending it, because I need the shelf to look full. But I still need people to buy stuff, because I can't buy stock unless you all buy stuff. I'm thinking, I'm going any which way I go. So I've sorted out the fees for that, so that's completely confirmed. Financially, it's done. The money's in the bank. I'm just waiting for them to get back to me with payment details to send that to them. And my insurance is up to date, so I'm fine. I'm all sorted. And then I had an email yesterday from another group wanting me to vend in July. But this one was I was a little bit umming and ahhing about it, because it's in Birmingham. Now, it doesn't seem that far away. I mean, for me to get to Edinburgh, it's only 3 hours up the motorway, and it's not that bad. You can get there and back by just after lunchtime, which is great for Phil. But to get down to Birmingham and me to stay there for 2 nights instead of just the one is a bit of a faff. But that's not what the problem was. The problem was that they sent me prices for all the tables. Hiya, Anne. Hello, sweetie. Hiding in your workroom. Best place to be. I'm hiding in mine, but they follow me with me. They follow in. So yeah, so this place, they sent me a list of all the tables, and I thought, oh, that's good. So there was the smallest table was 140 for 2 days, and the other one was 180 for 2 days. So I replied back to them. So I need to verify some stuff. I says I need to see if I can afford the accommodation nearby. So then I messaged them back saying, right, I'm still looking for accommodation, but pencil me in for a yes, and I'll take one of the small tables on the thingy. Come back. We've only got the 200, the large 2.5 by 4 or something like that, 275 quid. I'm like, no, sorry, way out of my budget. Plus, I'm coming down from the coast of Cumbria, which you've got to go north to go south. It's not easy getting out of our county at all. It's a one-man bandit county with one main road, so it's a bit of a nightmare. So you've got to go to Penrith and then drive down through Shap and then get into Lancashire. So it's really it's a bit of a laborious task. So I was like, explain that to them. And she says, oh, well, you've got student accommodation at Birmingham University at the hospital. So bring in the other half and 2 dogs. She says, I can't leave my dogs behind. I says, because there's no one to look after them. I says, and I've got to bring the other half as well, because there's no way 8 hours in one day, it's just not going to work. I said, but they can hide out wherever. I says, but it's not just that. I says, the accommodation pricing that I've got to sort out. I says, but I haven't got nearly 300 quid in my budget to afford that. So literally minutes later after me sending that email, oh, we might be able to squeeze in a 2x1. I'm like, if that's the case, why didn't you just offer me that in the first place? So I'm a little bit umming and erring. I haven't completely made up my mind on that one just because of that one email. That sort of went, yeah, I'm not sure. Were you just trying to pull a fast one, hoping that I'd pay for a nearly £300 stand? Yeah, I'm not gullible, not anymore. I used to be, but I'm not that gullible. So we'll see. But I don't mind 140 quid for the stand for 2 days. That's not too bad, because then I've got to pay for accommodation when I get down there. So if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not that bothered. But it's the Edinburgh one for me. I would rather do all my fares up in Scotland than travel all over the place in England. It's really quite impractical. Just leave me alone now. I've given you a rub on the head. That's enough. Stop it. Yeah, it's really quite impractical to get in and out. I'd rather go north to Penrith and keep on going north. And Birmingham, oh God, trying to get in and out of Birmingham is a nightmare. Oh dear. So yeah, that's been my last couple of days. So I'm just now planning what new stock to put in. I'm going to do up the last of the pre-measured warps. I've got to get them all measured out. I've got half a cone left. So I'm going to do some more of those in different colours. I might see if I can afford at some point over the next month, depending on sales, and get another cone, couple 100 grams of different types of blended fibres like Wilbur silk or something like that in the lace weights, and just literally skein them up and go. Because they're quite pricey. They're expensive, really. And that's before you even dyed them and tried to pass them on to sell them. So I've got that planned. I'm not taking any project bags with me, I don't think. I was thinking about whizzing up a couple of my speed knitting bags, because I do have some. I don't think I've got any in stock. I don't think so. I've got loads of little bits of bags in here. I don't think I've got any left. But I might just do a couple of speed knitting bags, which is always handy, because I always see when I go to wool festivals, there's always somebody walking around with one. Now I've got my 2-in-1 bags. I've still got these poodle bags and these little ones. I've still got them, the big bags. I've still got those. What else have I got in here? No, I haven't got any speed knitting bags. So I'll have to get me cut out pattern for that, and probably do some of those, because if I'm going to take any bags, it's all about what I've got going on. I mean, it's always the same, isn't it? You start something new, i.e. Patreon, thinking, oh, you've got all the time in the world. And then all of a sudden somebody says, oh, do you fancy doing this? I'm like, yeah. Oh, bugger. How am I going to fit it all in? yeah, how am I supposed to fit it all in? I'm only one man band. So yeah, I've been asked not to take any yarns with me because there's loads of yarn stalls that are at the fair. So they just want me and my fibre, my fluff, you see. It's just all about the fluff. So I'll be making up some rolags this morning. I'll do some more during the week, but what I've been doing is I've got all like my half a rovings up here that sometimes I add into blend packs, like you blend yourself ones. So I've got like these little mini skeins of rovings. So I've just been going through them and hunting out through my stash for little scraps, odds and ends and stuff like that, or bats that I've sort of used for recycling to something else. And then just, oh, come on. Don't go anywhere. Oh, come on. It always seems easier to put the flaming things in than it does to take them out. So I've done that set, Woodland. So it's done with a chili pepper and, paper here, Autumn Crunch, Punto and no, it wasn't Punto and it was merino, Corriedale bamboo, some more merino and some hand-dyed twisted silk in that. So that's what I've done, one of those. Thought, well, it's not everybody's cup of tea, is it? But some people like those colours. And then I did this one. And it's a gradient with a purple through to violet. And again, that's a hand-dyed, where is it? Purple sparkle, hand-dyed Como with twisted silk, merino twisted silk, and viscose, stellina and sari silk noil in that one. So I did that one. A couple of them at purples. I always seem to have loads of bits of purples lying around the place. And then I've done that one. I've called it Nebula. It's hand-dyed merino, hand-dyed Corriedale with merino, Angelina, black bamboo. And I think there's some black alpaca, alpaca in it. So there's that one, and then this one I've done as well, which is Rainbow Drop. And it's trying to escape out the bag. And this one's got 18.5 count merino, which is hand-dyed. And then it's got 23 micron count merino in there as well, all blended through. It's got some neon-dyed Tencel faux cashmere and faux mohair blend, bamboo and some more hand-dyed twisted silk. I've got loads. I did a mass batch of hand-dyed twisted silk the other week there. So I need to get the labels done for those. And then I've already photographed them, so I just need to stick them on the shop. They're lovely. You got your bats this morning. Had to clear the road of snow for the postie to get through, but worth it for fluff. It's always worth it for fluff. It's always worth it you getting fluff from me for my bank balance. Oh. Oh. Yeah, apparently there's a bit of snow in Bathgate as well, because Alison messaged me this morning. She's got snow, a bit of it. We're supposed to get snow. We've got amber alert for snow, and it's like literally comes down from you guys, and it's coming right across, and it sort of catches us. Then Wales all the way up to us has got snow. And my back balance is suffering. It's not really. It isn't. It's all in your imagination. Your bank balance isn't suffering at all. Think of it as stop pulling on my jumper. Think of it as a well-deserved cause. You're enabling me to keep on blending. Stop it. You need to pack it in. You're being naughty. So just bits and pieces. I've got to get my sewing machine on. If it's too noisy, tell me. And I'll turn my machine off, because if I don't do this, I've got to go. I'm dad sitting this afternoon, you see. So I'm trying to get a couple of bits and pieces to make it look like I've been busy. I'm trying to look busy. So when Phil comes back from work at 2 o'clock, I can go over with my hand in my hat over to my mother-in-law's and sit for Jim, knowing that I've actually achieved something and not just 4 packs of rolags, which sounds like a lot. And it's really boring. I can't be making rolags anymore. I find it so boring to make them. But yeah, I need to do it. I need to do it. Some people like them and I don't do them often. And then when I do them, it seems to sit on the shelf for ages. But I'm only doing them so I could take them to this... Where's my pedal gone? I'm only doing this so I could take them to this fair in April. Lost my pedal. Thank God I don't drive. Oh dear. Alright, come on you. Stay where you're supposed to stay. And I'm so blind. I don't use pins. I do everything blind. A blind cook, blind bake. I don't follow a recipe. Oh, you are kidding. Do you know? How can you... Just done all of that and my bobbins just ran out. Oh, this dog's now having a fit. She's running all over the flaming house. My bobbins just ran out. What the heck was that? I don't know. I don't know. Hold on a minute. I need to go climbing. Only so I don't have to run around the other side of the flaming table and the dog take me out. She's running around the house like a blue-ass fly. She's just destroyed a gnome. There's fluff all over the flaming room. Look at that poor thing. This is what I have to put up with. A dog full of destruction. Honestly, this thing drives me demented. Anne's got herself a puppy. She must be glutton for punishment. Haven't you, Anne? Honestly. I showed Phil the picture of Anne's new dog last night and he's like, oh, she's a sucker. She's a sucker. It always seems like a good idea at the time and then you get another dog, you're like, oh, I'd rather have all kids back home than have another dog. She's on one. Flaming dog's on one. Oh dear. Right, hold a sec. Forgot to wrap me bobbin. So what have you guys been up to? Got to go. John's shouting at me. Rolags are lovely. Oh, that'll be the dogs kicking off again. He's the one that wanted another dog, Anne. All right, sweetie, you take care. Right, that'll do. What am I making? I'm sewing some project bags. Well, one. I'm not going to say some. I'm going to go with one for now and see where we get to, Swifty. It never turns out to plan. As far as my brain was concerned, this time last week I was making a big batch up of project bags for knitting and they never happened. They never happened at all. Oh dear me. So what have I got going on at the moment? Oh, it's Dye Pot Thursday for the for Wills, for Rovings. And I've got a questionnaire going on over my Patreon at the moment to see if anybody get people to vote for what colours they want for next week. If no one's been over at my Patreon, you've had a few sewing lessons, have you, Swifty? I've been sewing since, and no one taught me. My mum used to sew all the time. My mum and dad my dad was in the army. And by the time I was 10, he was a sergeant. Hiya Victoria. By the time I was 10, my dad was a sergeant in the army. And that point, when you get to a sergeant, you go to a lot of like seasonal balls and cocktail do's. So my mum used to always make her old ball gowns. So the sewing machine, my dad got her a sewing machine for their wedding anniversary. In the days when you would buy your wife a sewing machine or a washing machine. My mum and dad have always done that though. Anniversaries, my mum always got something that she really, really wanted. So when I was a kid, because I always obviously had that thing about my mum's sewing. She used to let me go on the sewing machine when I was about, I don't know, about 12, 11, 12, but on my own, and I'd go and raid all her scrap fabrics when she used to make all her big dresses and stuff like that for these dues, these military dues. Yeah, and I think the first thing I ever made, who remembers Jamiroquai? Remember Jamiroquai in the 80s, and he used to wear those big cat and a hat hats. You love my sweater? That's one of the ones I knitted, Victoria. It's with my own hand-dyed wool, the Rambling Rose sweater. I actually sold the yarns. I had 2 left over, 2 skeins of 100 grams left, and it's Polworth and Tussar silk. And I sold the last 2 I had left over. Where did they go? Oh, they went up to Aberdeen. So yeah, I washed it. If anyone's ever made and knitted their own handmade jumpers, right, and you're supposed to wet soak it, how many things have I made? Well, this is what I do for a living, Swifty. I dye wool, okay? Dye wool, different British breeds mostly, for people that spin yarn, wool, for knitting with, for crochet. I blend it up with different wools, silks, plant-based fibres and stuff like that. Sell all over the world. Have done for the past 7-8 years, Swifty. So from this I can knit or spin up yarn so I can weave with them. I've woven, I crochet, I've got big crochet blankets downstairs. The big shawl's still here. This is made from hand-spun wool in British breed. That's a crocheted shawl. So yeah, I do as much as I can because I'm too busy making stuff, doing all of this lot for everybody else so they can make stuff. I haven't really got the time. Everything that I do making wise is from my website. You never get any time. It's like when you're bringing kids up, there's never enough time to sit and eat your dinner properly because you're too busy making dinner for them. Well, it's the same when you're running your own little business. You've got so much other stuff to do. So it's not just doing all this dyeing and then I blend them all up on my big carder. Then I've got to pack it all. T-Rex, mind your own business and don't be rude. I'm going to block you if you say anything nasty again. You don't understand the circumstances behind my issues, okay? So I appreciate it if you keep your comments to yourself or I'm going to kick you off. How much do you make money-wise? Well, that's a bit of a personal question, but not a lot. I don't earn enough to pay taxes. So, and the last year wasn't the best year that I've had in the last 7 years. So no, profit-wise, if I was to sell 100 grams of one of these, usually sell for about 14 quid and I'm making about £3 in profit to myself. And out of that, I've got to pay for my website, my QuickBooks application for my bookkeeping, and then I pay my national insurance every year as well, so I contribute to that, but I don't earn enough to pay taxes. So it's not a living where you make a lot of money from. You've got to be passionate about what you do. You've got to be into arts and crafts, and you've got to be that type of person that wants to share stuff with other people. So yeah, it takes a lot of time. I work anywhere between on average between 40 to sometimes 60 hours a week, and I can't charge minimum wage. I don't even get a minimum wage. So yeah, and you'll find that with a lot of arts and crafts people, a lot of hours go into it. It's like doing a painting. It takes maybe 150 hours, if not more, to do a painting, but it's all circumspect as to how much someone's going to pay for that item. But with what I do, I don't even make sales wise at the moment till things start picking up again, because we're just after Christmas. I don't even make 50 quid a month in my own back pocket. So yeah, you've got to love what you do when you're in this business, and it's such a niche business. You've got to, the sacrifices, you literally, as soon as you sell something, it's got to be put aside, and then that money literally goes back into buying more stock. Now and again you dip into it, because obviously you've got to give yourself a little bit of something, or buy a week shopping or something like that. But it's enough for me to carry on. I used to be a chef. I was a chef for 20 years, brought up 3 kids on my own. So yeah, I've had a living wage, and I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing now. I'm 48 years old and I'm very, very happy doing what I'm doing without having to work for anybody else. I would rather work for 50 pence a day for myself rather than work for somebody else who's going to take the mick out of me and make me work all the hours God sends for less than that. So yeah, no. No, I've been doing this, fell down the rabbit hole in 2017 officially. So yeah, you've got to enjoy what you're doing. Are you making stuff? I'm making project bags to go onto my website at the moment for knitters or crocheters, so you can stick your stuff in if you want to go off out for the day and you've got somewhere to put them. I've got my 3D printer on the go at the moment to make some Turkish spindles. Victoria, you are good at what you do. Thank you very much, Victoria. It's taken a lot of tears and tantrums, but I think I've got over the last few years of realizing that it's not about what you're making when things go quiet. It's about the situation and the financial climate, really, at the end of the day. And you have to really remember that when things are really, really slow and really quiet, it's because there's not enough money, not a lot of money going around at the moment. So you just keep on doing what you love to do, and eventually when people have got the chance, they will be back. And I know that because I've got customers that have been with me for the last 7-8 years, and they come back and and they're really, really loyal, and they're actually really good friends now. So yeah, so that's 2 pieces together with these little fairies with this pinstripe fabric on there. So, America First, are you into making crafts and stuff like that? What are you making? Just joined Muggle Mind 123. I'm making a project bag up, lovely. I think I've said that about 17 times now. Yeah, I do all sorts of stuff. What I do predominantly is wool dyeing and blending fibres. I'll show one. Hold on a sec. Let me just get... There's a really, really pretty one. Hold on a sec. So this is what I do and what I have done as a business. Everything else that's come along afterwards has been by just expanding on skills that I've already got. Joey Hall, hello Joey Hall. I'm a Joe too. Right, there we go. So that is humongous. I'm not going to unravel it all the way up, but it's mixed fibres that are used for spinning yarn on a spinning wheel. It's a very, very old craft. Thank you very much, Muggle Mind. It's so pretty. Yeah, there it is. It's really, really pretty. This one's called Bella Bella, and all my bats get names. Sometimes I already think of the name before I even started, and then sometimes while I'm in the middle of doing it, change my mind. I'm like, oh, that's going to be called something else. But she's called Bella Bella. And it's got, what's it got? Blended with a very ultra fine 14.5 merino and an 18.5 merino. It's got peduncle, Erie and mulberry silk in there. Mulberry silk thrum. So there's all these little fluffy bits. When you're spinning with them, it feels like a bit like a butter. It just melts when you're spinning with it. And it's got hand-dyed merino with soya fibre, more merino in a colour, and Angelina and bamboo. And the Angelina is this stuff. Now my hair's getting Angelina in now. I don't call it grey, it's called Angelina. Yeah, getting sparkles in my hair. And I'm a natural blonde underneath all this. How do you dye it? In acid dye, sweetie. Acid dye. If you go, once this video chat's finished, go and have a look at my my YouTube channel. And there's nearly 300 videos on there. I've been on this channel for 4 years now. I've been on YouTube. And there's loads of videos showing how I dye my wools. Otherwise, you can go over to my Patreon. I'm over there as well. And I've got videos on there that are unique only for Patreons, and I've been showing how to do my dyeing or what I do to get different colourways every month. It's called the Storyteller Bats. So I get 3 pictures, they all look very similar in colours, but I dye them up and blend them all so they all have a unique effects and different characteristics. I don't even have any of them left. They literally all sold as soon as I listed them on Monday. Yeah, I don't have any left of them. They've all gone. Which is brilliant. What's your favourite thing? What's the favourite thing I've made? Victoria says my Patreon is awesome. I know, I need more people over there. Thank you very much, Victoria. I keep adding in older videos that haven't been seen, or maybe I did in the first 6 months, first year, where I was just starting to get my rhythm. Like the other day I put on a video when I'd moved from downstairs in the back room up here into the old front bedroom, and moved and changed it into my studio, not a bedroom anymore. And it's a fractal spinning and how to prepare I'm sure it was a roving. Do you think you could crochet with your fabrics? Yes. This item here is crocheted. That's hand spun yarn, and that's crocheted. It's a big shawl. It's my dog walking shawl. So this one is crocheted. So you can do anything with hand spun wool. So that is hand spun wool, and it's a big dog walking shawl. It's too itchy to wear without a coat or something on. On the second, I'm a little bit twisted, but yeah. So it's a dog walking shawl. It goes over the top of my Barber jacket when I'm out on the beach with the dogs. But yeah, so that is made from Cheviot and Shetland, but it's far too itchy to wear without having a coat on there. Doggy, get down. What else do I do with my stuff? I spin my yarns when I get a chance and weave with them on a big floor loom. What else you can do with it? Knit with it and crochet and weave with them. I mean, there's probably other people out there that do loads of Doggy, Muggle Mind, she's a menace. That's the pup. That's the pup. She's a 2-year-old collie, and there's another one over there that's in a mood, and she's a 6-year-old grumpy Springer Spaniel Cross Terrier. Trying to see on a set. What else have I got? Oh, she's lying on it now. Oh. This is woven. That's Scardy. The collie's called Scardy Swift. This is woven. It's got I blended that with my first bat, and I wove with it. This is about 6-7 years old, and it's got merino and Gotland and silk in it. What else did I put in that? I think merino, Gotland, silk, and I think there's some sari silk and oil in there. But that's hand woven, and that's lovely and soft shawl. Your dog is Jack Russell and a pug. Yeah, Iona's she thinks she's a Rottweiler, but she's not. So that's another one. When you put it on. But this is really lovely and soft. But merino and Gotland blended up. So I got the Gotland from a wool fair years ago. Flop in my mouth. Penrith actually, at Reghead Centre. There's a big stitch and sew fair on, but there was some local breeders that turned up with their wools. So yeah, that's something I've made years and years ago. Most of the stuff now that I do make, or when I get a chance to, I usually sell it or gift it away. So I haven't got a lot. But say I don't really get the chance to. I've got so much going on all the time. So yeah, you get as much as you can done when you can. Pre-fire, oh my god, those look so good. What, them behind me? There's all sorts of colours. There was more on there the other day there. But a load went off to America the other day. I think 6-7 bats went over to America the other day. And a blend yourself set. But yeah, there's always something to do. And I do hand-dyed pre-measured warps for weaving with as well, so they're already tied up and measured out. So all you have to do is just snip the ends when you're doing it. Hiya, Nancy. So yeah, I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. No, I'm a master of blending and dyeing. I'm a very good teacher, and I take my time with people, and I don't patronise anyone, and I always encourage people to have a go. There's no point talking about it, just go and have a go with it. And if you buggered it up the first time round, try again. I mean, the amount of disasters I had when I first started delving into it myself, oh God, 2017, I had so much felted wool, it was unbelievable. Ocean Black, what's wrong with your teeth? Lack of dentistry and none of your beeswax. Sorry, Ocean Black, I don't want to be rude, but you're being personal. If you don't pack it in, I'll block you. Do you know what? There's some people just don't know when to keep their gob shut. What's wrong with my face? Your comments, what's wrong with my face? Right, go on. Fuck off. Right, I do apologise everyone, but I am just about sick and tired of people on here. Honestly. Your favourite is Fine Walk on the Haters. Yeah, I know, this just... Do you know what? It's not even my fault my teeth are like this. This is to do with not enough dentists and something that happened to me a long time ago. So I have blocked them. Sorry, I don't ever swear on here. Sandra now, she knows I swear like a navvy. I'm an ex-chef. I was brought up in the armed forces and I swear a lot. Usually in a Scottish accent. So they're lucky. I can't help my teeth. Some women wear their battle scars with pride, and that's all I'm saying. Anyway, where do people get the brass neck from being so personal these days? Flaming curtain twitchers, go back and hide behind your neck curtains. I'd never say anything like that to somebody. Anyway, shall we get on? Thank you very much. There's more to my face than this bit here. Anyway, doesn't matter. I was a little stunner in my day. Right, where's my other stripy fabric gone? There it is. So yeah, so that's what I do as a general. I'm too far fine. Thank you very much, of affectionate lasers. I'm a rough diamond. Oh, anyway, it's the person that counts. You love me because I'm real. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, all my customers and my woolly friends will agree with you there. I'm a very generous, big-hearted person. Doesn't matter what you look like. Doesn't matter what you look like. It's how you treat people that counts. So, yeah. Anyway, what was on about? Yeah, so I need to build up all this stock because I've got my wool fair at the end of April. So I really got to get a jig on and start getting some bits and pieces together. Trying to think what else I do. 3D printed stuff I do. Thankfully, I don't have to print that. Tell people how it is. I could say a lot more, but recently I've started getting the right toss pots on here. So what else do I do? These. Hi Lily World. So make these up. Now these are really handy. If you've never tried spinning before, get yourself some Turkish spindles. These are 3D printed ones. And then there's a little ridge on the top that you wrap your wool around, and you get going and you spin that from these fibres up here, or something like this, which is called a roving if you don't know it. If you've never seen wool before, roving top, it's just wool gone through a milling process and it comes out in one big line of fibre, okay? And then you spin it on one of these and it's a Turkish spindle. Turkish spindles, not PVC, not plastic ones, that's for sure, but Turkish spindles have been around for about, I would say about 2,000 years, I think. 2,000 years. Spinning's been around a lot longer than that. They've found in Machu Picchu a bog something or another, and it looks like a football clacker. You have done it before. Yeah, these are really, really good, and I don't charge a bomb for my for my spindles neither. What's it called? A bog something or other? Is it in here? I bet it's not in my little suitcase. No, it's not in there. That's typical though, isn't it? When you're looking for something, you can never find it. Well, I've got this yarn fibre spinner, and it was found the exact same replica at Machu Picchu, and it's 3,500 years old they dated it at. So we've been spinning fibres for like since time immemorial. As soon as we could figure out that if we twisted fibre to make grass skirts, then if we strip that fibre down even further or let it go through like a water boiling process to soften the fibres that are inside them, then we could make something even thinner and lightweight. So yeah, so we've been doing it for a long, long time. Spinning wheels have only been in use since the medieval period. So yeah, so that's a more modern manfangled type thing. I prefer using my spinning wheel. I do have electric spinning wheels, but I don't really like them. I prefer to use my spinning wheels. And I've got two. I've got a modern one that's mostly for doing art yarns, and I have one that's actually a modern twist on a traditional medieval Saxony wheel, which I love using. She's my little workhorse, and she's called Morgana, and my other one's called Freya. And if you ever come back to watch any more of my chats, all my tools and equipment have all got Scandinavian names. They've all got Scandinavian names, because I'm convinced I've got Scandinavian blood in me. So even my big drum card behind me, I wonder if you can see. Can I send my picture around now? That big contraption over there, that is called Ragnar. Yeah, that's called Ragnar. That's my beast. Right, where are we at now? We've just got to make sure that that's... You think I'm cool? I'm not too bad for someone that's 2 years off of 50. What was I going to say? Swift. If you'd like to do sewing, I would definitely recommend it, and just start small. There's some lovely places online. I use a company that's in Britain, the sewing box, or my sewing box. They're really, really good. And if you find her on Instagram, she started this year doing little workshop videos. Good afternoon, Ibaru. She started doing little workshop videos on Instagram where you just follow along. She's teaching just the basics of doing some sewing. Get yourself a little sewing. I mean, I always go with a Singer. I've got a Singer sewing machine. This is the next stage up. This is a Fashion Mate, but you can. I think it was a oh, I'm trying to think. Hold on a minute. Remove. A Singer. I think it was a 3311. Just got a delivery of yarn, and the driver's now stuck in the snow. That's not cool. You're going to have to go out and go and get him, aren't you? Hold a second. Do you know what? I'm getting a bit fed up with this. Hide user. Add a moderator. Remove. Go away. Do you know what? I'm sick and tired of it. I'm absolutely sick and tired of this. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to get one of you guys, next time we do this, to come on and do moderating. Your laugh makes me laugh. You love it. My witch's cackle, you mean? It's a witch's cackle, love. Right, got to flip them round. My 3D printer's just finished. I'll have to go and sort that out in a second. I just need to line up these. I need to get my iron out as well. So yeah, Swift, go and look up my sewing box over on Instagram, and go and look up her new videos that she's been putting up there. And it'll definitely help build up your confidence to go and do some sewing yourself. Instead of being taught, teach yourself. Honestly, there's many a time I want to throw my sewing machine out the window, just like I would do my computer. But if you just walk away from it, come back, you'll soon figure out what the problem is. And it's usually something to do with either dirt, oil, your bobbin's all twisted up and it's not threaded properly, or you've just not threaded up, or sometimes it can be to do with the thread as to why it's being a pain in the backside. Fairy Based Army, what's on my shelves along the wall? These are products that I sell, Fairy. They're called art bats, and they're for spinners, weavers and felters. And they're mixed breed wools. Well, I say mixed breed wools. They're all hand-dyed wools mixed with fibres like silks and rose fibre and nettle fibre, that sort of thing. So that's what's on my shelves. It's stock for my shop. You're having the choices over on Patreon. You're loving the choices over on Patreon. Looking forward to the next part. I'll report 2 rude people for you. So many nasty people today. Alison, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what's going on. Thank you very much, Fairy Bread Army. Yeah, that's what I do. They're for people that use spinning wheels and make their own yarn. Or I do have a couple of felting artists, one up in Scotland, in Ayr, and the other one, she's just down the road from me. And they do landscape felting, so they won't necessarily take one of these, but they'd maybe go for something that's more nature inspired, like this one, which is got browns and blues and stuff like that in it, and brown greens in there, and they may use that as a base for the background. I love your crafts. Could you please give you a shout out, Joshua? Hello, Joshua. Oh dear. So yeah, so you've got those sort of colours which a landscape felter might want to use. You know, when they make these massive collages, and some of them could be so good it looks like a photograph. So I've got a couple of felting artists that buy from me. I've got one lady that she does all these coastal things, and she'll felt like mussels, and she'll make mussels out of wool that you buy and find on the beach, or oyster shells and things like that, and she'll stick it, and she'll make them out of felted wool, and then she'll put them on a little piece of driftwood that she'll find in the local beach, and she takes them to a gallery and sells them at there, and they look honestly like it's just been lifted off the sand. Beautiful textures, magnificent colours. Thank you very much, Joshua. So I've just had another set of things. My printer's just stopped, so I've got to sort these dogs out and let them out. So thank you very much for coming over and joining me today. Definitely need to get an admin sorted out for this page, because today's a bit ridiculous. People, when you're talking to somebody that's doing a live chat, please don't be rude about what somebody looks like coming across, because you don't have to stay here. If you don't want to stay, scroll on by and bugger off. See you later. Bye.